Have you ever wondered how you can truly tell when a man's love is real? Not just in words, but in the most intimate and vulnerable moments you share together? It's a question that stirs something deep inside because we all crave certainty in love. We want to know that what we feel is not an illusion, not a temporary spark, but something genuine, lasting, and powerful. In a world where people often hide their intentions or mask their feelings, it's natural to question the depth of someone's love. But the truth is, when emotions are real, they reveal themselves in ways that cannot be faked. And one of the clearest windows into the truth of love appears during lovemaking, when masks fall away, when pretenses fade, and when the soul speaks louder than words ever could. Think about this for a moment. The body can be used for pleasure, but love goes far beyond pleasure. Love transforms intimacy into connection. It turns touch into meaning, and it makes the smallest gestures feel infinite. When a man loves deeply, his behavior shifts in ways that cannot be explained by simple desire. It's not about performance, it's about presence. It's not about what he gets, but what he gives. This difference is where you will find the answer you've been searching for. Because when love is genuine, intimacy becomes an expression of the heart, not just the body. Now imagine the peace of knowing with certainty that the man beside you does not only want you, but treasures you. Imagine the security of feeling that every moment of closeness is guided by more than attraction. It is guided by care, by tenderness, and by devotion. This is the kind of intimacy that makes you feel seen, heard, and valued. It is the kind of love that turns passion into poetry, and that makes every embrace a message of loyalty. Men cannot fake this kind of connection for long because it comes from the deepest place within them. And once you learn the signs, you will recognize love when it is true. Here's the beauty of this truth. When you understand these 5 things men only do during lovemaking, when their love is genuine, you will no longer waste your energy on uncertainty. You will no longer be caught in doubt, wondering if his feelings run deep or if you are just another chapter in a temporary story. You will hold the keys to clarity, and with clarity comes confidence. Confidence in yourself, in your worth, and in your ability to build love that stands strong against time and trials. Stay with me, because in the next moments, we are going to explore these 5 powerful signs together. Each one will open your eyes, touch your heart, and give you the wisdom to see through the noise of empty words. Each one will bring you closer to the truth that you deserve to feel cherished, adored, and loved in the purest sense. By the end, you won't just understand how to recognize genuine love. You will feel it deep in your core, and you will carry that knowledge with you like a light that never fades. This is more than just understanding men. This is about reclaiming your power, your clarity, and your peace of mind, and that is the greatest reward of all. When love is real, the first thing that changes in a man is his presence. Not just physical presence, but emotional presence that fills the room, that anchors you, that makes you feel like nothing else matters in that moment but you. Anyone can go through the motions of intimacy, but only a man who truly loves you will be fully there. Mind, body, and soul. He won't be distracted. He won't be distant, and he won't treat the moment as something to rush through. Instead, he slows down. He lingers. He wants to be connected to every breath you take, every sound you make, every emotion you feel. His love pulls him into the moment because for him, there is no greater gift than experiencing you completely. This kind of presence is rare because it requires vulnerability. Many men fear vulnerability, but when love is genuine, that fear begins to dissolve. He no longer hides behind walls of pride, ego, or performance. He opens himself, not just his body, but his heart. And in that openness, he gives you the truest version of himself. You feel it in the way he looks at you, not just with desire, but with depth. You feel it in the way his touch carries meaning, not just intensity. It's as if his entire being is saying, I see you, I cherish you, you matter to me. And in that presence, you begin to recognize the difference between love that is fleeting and love that is eternal. Think about the times you felt unseen, unheard, or treated as if your presence didn't matter. Those memories sting because they speak to a deeper longing within you, the longing to be valued, to be chosen, to be adored. Genuine love heals that longing. When a man is truly with you in the most intimate moments, he communicates without words that you are not invisible. that you are not just another face in his life, but the very reason his heart beats with hope. This is not about perfection. It is about sincerity. It is not about flawless execution, but about a soul-deep connection that can only come from love. The power of his presence transforms you. It awakens a confidence within you that you may have buried. It reminds you that you are worthy of being loved in a way that is wholehearted, unwavering, and alive. This kind of intimacy becomes a mirror, reflecting back your own value, showing you what you may have forgotten, that you are enough, more than enough, and deserving of a love that holds you in the highest regard. The moment you feel that kind of connection, you understand that real love doesn't just make you feel desired. Real love makes you feel safe, respected, and seen. This is why so many people chase passion but end up empty, because passion without presence fades, but love with presence lasts. It lingers long after the moment ends, echoing in your heart, reminding you of the sacred bond you share. When you recognize this, you stop settling for less. You stop accepting half-hearted attention or shallow connection. You begin to rise, to demand more from love, and to give more of yourself only to those who are worthy. Because the truth is, your soul deserves to be met with presence, and when a man gives you that, you will never question if his love is genuine again. When love runs deep, the way a man touches you becomes entirely different. His hands no longer move with the empty urgency of desire alone, but with intention, with patience, with reverence. Every gesture becomes a language, every caress becomes a promise, and every moment of contact carries weight. He is not simply reaching for your body, he is reaching for your heart, your soul, the very essence of who you are. This is how you know when love is genuine, because his touch begins to communicate far more than attraction. It communicates devotion. In those moments, his focus is not on taking, but on giving. He wants you to feel safe, to feel valued, to feel adored. His hands are not just searching for closeness, they are offering comfort, reassurance, and belonging. It is an instinct that cannot be forced because it grows out of genuine affection. Psychology teaches us that touch is one of the most powerful human needs. It lowers fear, heals emotional wounds, and creates bonds that cannot easily be broken. When a man loves you, he instinctively uses touch not only to express passion, but to deepen the emotional connection he shares with you. Think about the difference between someone who touches you out of habit and someone who touches you with care. One leaves you feeling used, the other leaves you feeling cherished. One fades as quickly as it happens, the other lingers in your memory long after it is over. Real love leaves fingerprints on your soul, not just on your skin. It awakens emotions that are too powerful to be dismissed because they are tied to the truth that you are worthy of being honored, not just wanted. Kind of intentional touch often shows up in the smallest ways. The way he gently holds your face, the way his hand rests on your back as though protecting you, the way he slows down to make sure you feel comfort, not just fire. These subtle signs are powerful because they reveal his priority, your heart. And when your heart becomes his focus, intimacy shifts from being about physical release to being about emotional union. You can feel the difference because it changes how you see yourself. You no longer feel like a body to be desired. You feel like a person to be loved. This is why it matters so deeply, because every woman deserves to feel not just wanted, but treasured. Every soul longs to be touched in a way that speaks to its worth. And when you allow yourself to recognize this, you stop doubting. You stop questioning whether his words are real because his actions become undeniable proof. Love cannot be hidden when it flows through the way he holds you, the way he lingers, the way he makes you feel like the only one in this world. The reward of this kind of love is not only connection, but transformation. It teaches you that you are deserving of gentleness, deserving of care, deserving of a man who doesn't just desire your body, but honors your being. And once you taste that truth, you will never again settle for less. You will recognize the difference between shallow affection and genuine love, and you will carry that wisdom into every choice you make. Because deep down, you know that true love does not just touch the skin, it touches the soul, and once awakened, it can never be forgotten. When love is true, the way a man communicates during intimacy shifts from silence or surface words into something much deeper. His voice carries emotion, not performance. His words are not scripted, not rehearsed, not empty. They are genuine, unfiltered expressions of what he feels for you in that moment. He may whisper your name, he may speak affirmations of how much you mean to him, or he may simply let out sounds that reveal his vulnerability. Whatever form it takes, it comes from his heart, not his ego. This is where love makes itself undeniable, because communication becomes connection, and connection is the foundation of lasting love. The human brain is wired to seek affirmation in moments of closeness. Studies in psychology show that words of affirmation build trust, reduce anxiety, and create emotional security. When a man loves you, he instinctively leans into this truth. He does not stay silent out of distance or indifference. Instead, he communicates because he wants you to know you matter. He wants to bridge the invisible gap that sometimes exists even in physical closeness by letting his words carry the weight of his devotion. This is not about saying the perfect thing. It is about speaking from a place of truth, allowing you to hear his love, not just feel it. Consider the difference this makes inside you. Think of how it feels when someone affirms your worth in the exact moment when you are most vulnerable. It softens the heart. It calms the mind. It allows you to let go of fear and give yourself fully. That is the power of genuine words during intimacy. They create a bond that lingers far beyond the moment, echoing in your thoughts long after the night ends. They remind you that you are not alone, that you are valued, and that his love is not a performance, but a reality. This kind of communication requires courage. It requires him to drop his defenses, to allow his emotions to surface, to risk exposing the depth of his feelings. Many men struggle with this because they are taught to be silent, to hide their vulnerability, to believe that showing emotion is weakness. But when love is real, he chooses courage over fear. He lets you in, not just through his actions, but through his voice, because his need to express love outweighs his fear of appearing weak. That is strength. That is authenticity. That is proof. The effect on you is profound. When you hear his words align with his touch and his presence, doubt dissolves. Your heart begins to trust more deeply because you are not left guessing. He is telling you, showing you, and proving to you that you are the center of his world. This is the kind of communication that nourishes the soul, that removes the shadows of uncertainty, and that allows intimacy to become not just physical, but spiritual. When you recognize this, you begin to understand the difference between shallow passion and deep love. Passion burns bright, but love speaks truth. Passion fades, but love communicates consistently. The sound of genuine love is not loud, it is not exaggerated, but it is powerful because it is real. And once you hear it, once you experience the harmony of words and actions flowing together, you will know with absolute certainty that his love is genuine and that you are exactly where you are meant to be. When love is real, a man pays attention in ways that cannot be mistaken. During intimacy, he notices your needs, your comfort, your responses, and your emotions with a focus that shows his priority is not himself, but you. He reads the rhythm of your breath, the changes in your body language, and the expressions on your face because he cares about how you feel. This is not about performance or ego. It is about a genuine desire to give, to nurture, and to make sure you feel safe, respected, and fulfilled. His love reveals itself in his attentiveness because attention is the purest form of devotion. Psychology tells us that when people are deeply in love, their brains become wired to be more empathetic, more observant, and more attuned to the emotions of the one they love. This is why his attention feels different when it's genuine. He is not just reacting mechanically, he is responding emotionally. He is tuned in to you on a level that cannot be faked because his heart is invested. Every choice he makes in those moments is guided by the desire to connect more deeply with you, to ensure you feel valued, and to remind you that your experience matters just as much as his. Think about what it feels like to be ignored, to be treated as if your feelings do not count, to feel invisible in a moment that should be filled with closeness. That pain cuts deep because it violates one of the most basic human needs, the need to matter. Now contrast that with the warmth of being fully seen. When his attention is undivided, when his focus is on you, when every move he makes reflects care, you feel a profound shift inside. You feel worthy. You feel loved. You feel like you belong in a way that no shallow connection could ever provide. This kind of attention creates trust. It tells your heart that you are safe to let go, to be vulnerable, to open yourself fully without fear. And when you feel that level of safety, intimacy transforms from something physical into something sacred. You are no longer wondering what he is thinking or questioning whether you matter to him. His actions leave no room for doubt. He proves with his attentiveness that your feelings are his priority, that your happiness is essential, and that your soul is not alone in the moment. This attentiveness is not about grand gestures or dramatic words. It shows up in the little things, the way he slows down if he senses hesitation, the way he adjusts if he feels you need more comfort, the way he pays attention not only to passion but to peace. These details reveal more about his love than any declaration ever could, because anyone can say the words, "I love you," but only genuine love shows itself in consistent, attentive actions. The beauty of this truth is that once you recognize it, you begin to see love with new clarity. You stop mistaking distraction for affection or indifference for passion. You learn that real love is not careless. It is not selfish. It is not one-sided. Real love notices. Real love cares. Real love proves itself by making you feel that in every moment you are important. And once you feel that, you will know you are not just with someone who wants you. You are with someone who loves you deeply and who treasures the gift of being close to you. When love is genuine, a man reveals it most clearly in the way he seeks to protect your heart, even in the most vulnerable moments. During intimacy, he is not careless with your emotions. He does not push beyond your comfort or take lightly the trust you have given him. Instead, he moves with respect, as if he knows your soul is something fragile and precious. This protective energy is not about control or dominance. It is about care. It is the unspoken promise that he will not harm you, not emotionally, not physically, not spiritually. It is the quiet strength that says you are safe with me. This kind of protection is rare because it requires a man to prioritize your well-being above his own impulses. It means he listens when you express hesitation. He adjusts when you need reassurance, and he honors the boundaries that matter to you. He does not view intimacy as his right. He sees it as a gift that you have chosen to share. And because he loves you, he treats that gift with reverence. Psychology shows us that people who feel emotionally safe in relationships open up more, trust more, and love more deeply. When a man makes you feel safe in these moments, he's building a foundation for love that will endure beyond passion, beyond attraction, beyond time. Think about what it does to your soul when you know that someone protects your heart. Fear begins to dissolve. Anxiety loses its grip. Doubt is replaced with peace. You can relax into the moment, not because you are forcing yourself to trust, but because his actions give you no reason to doubt. He proves his love by protecting your emotions, by ensuring that your vulnerability is never taken advantage of. That kind of security is not only rare, it is transformative. It allows you to experience intimacy as it was meant to be, not a place of fear, but a sanctuary of love. This protective love is not loud. It does not demand recognition or praise. It reveals itself in subtle ways, the gentleness of his embrace, the way he pauses to check if you are comfortable, the patience he shows when you need time. These details speak volumes because they are rooted in selflessness. They show that his goal is not simply to satisfy his own desires, but to care for yours. That is the essence of genuine love, the willingness to protect, to honor, and to value the heart of the one you love. The impact on you is powerful. When you feel protected in this way, you not only trust him more, you begin to trust yourself more. You start to believe that you are worthy of this kind of love, worthy of this kind of care, worthy of a relationship where your emotions are safe. And once you experience that, you will never again settle for less. You will recognize the difference between a man who loves himself through you and a man who truly loves you. Love that protects is love that lasts. It does not vanish when tested. It does not crumble under pressure. It does not abandon you when life gets hard. It stands firm, offering security, peace, and strength. And when you feel that kind of love during the most vulnerable moments of intimacy, you know without doubt that what you share is not just physical. It is sacred. It is real, and it is forever. When love is real, a man does not disappear when the moment ends. The truest sign of his feelings is found in what he does after the intensity has faded. He stays close. He holds you. He lingers in your presence as if he cannot imagine letting you go. This is where his love shines the brightest, because it proves that intimacy for him is not just a physical act. It is an emotional bond he wants to nurture. The warmth of his embrace after passion has quieted speaks louder than anything he could say. It tells you that his connection to you does not end with desire. It deepens with care. Many people mistake passion for love, but passion without tenderness fades into emptiness. Real love reveals itself when the urgency is gone, and what remains is closeness. A man who genuinely loves you will not treat those moments as an intermission or an ending. He will hold on to you as if your presence is the greatest comfort he has ever known. This act may seem small, but in psychology, it carries tremendous meaning. Post-intimacy affection activates feelings of safety, lowers anxiety, and strengthens long-term bonding. It is the body's way of saying, I trust you, I value you, I choose you. When a man does this naturally, it is because his heart is fully invested in you. Think about what it feels. Like when someone turns away the moment passion fades. The emptiness that follows cuts deep, leaving you to wonder if you were only valued for your body. That kind of neglect plants seeds of doubt, insecurity, and pain. But when a man chooses to stay close, when he pulls you into his arms and keeps you there, those doubts dissolve. You feel chosen, not just in the heat of the moment, but in the quiet after it. You feel seen, not just for what you give, but for who you are. That is the essence of love, continuity, consistency, and care that does not vanish when desire subsides. The beauty of this is that it creates a cycle of trust. His willingness to stay close tells you that you are more than enough, and in return, you open your heart to him more fully. This deepens the bond, creating a love that feeds itself, growing stronger each time closeness is nurtured. Love is not built in grand declarations, but in these quiet choices. The choice to stay, the choice to hold, the choice to keep loving when no one else is watching. These are the choices that separate fleeting passion from lasting devotion. This kind of love changes how you see yourself. When you experience a man who holds you with tenderness after passion, you realize that you are worthy of love that does not leave when the fire cools. You are worthy of a connection that endures, that cherishes you beyond the surface, that seeks to protect and comfort you even in silence. And once you feel this kind of care, you will never again confuse attention with affection or desire with love. You will recognize that true love does not walk away after the moment. It stays, it holds, it remains. That is the gift of genuine intimacy. It is not found in the fleeting spark, but in the enduring warmth. It is not in what begins the moment, but in what continues long after. And when you find yourself in the arms of someone who chooses to stay, you will know without question that his love is not only genuine, it is the kind of love that lasts a lifetime. When love is genuine, his eyes reveal the truth his words could never fully capture. During intimacy, a man who loves deeply does not avoid your gaze. He seeks it, he holds it, and he allows his soul to be seen through it. Eye contact in these moments is more than a glance. It is a surrender, a silent confession that you are more than just a body to him. You are the center of his world. The eyes cannot lie. They strip away pretense, they expose intention, and they show what the heart is too full to hide. When he looks at you with love, you feel it in your chest, not just in your mind. Science has shown that prolonged eye contact increases emotional bonding, releases oxytocin, and strengthens trust. But beyond biology, it speaks to something even more profound, the willingness to be fully present, fully vulnerable, and fully known. For many men, this is not easy. Eye contact requires openness. It requires letting go of the shield of control and allowing himself to be seen without armor. Yet when his love is real, he does not resist. He welcomes it, because meeting your eyes is not frightening. It is home. Think about how powerful it feels when someone truly looks at you. Not just a passing glance, not just a moment of attraction, but a gaze that lingers long enough for you to feel it reaching into your soul. That kind of look communicates what words cannot. It says, I see you, I honor you, I am here with you. This is the gaze of a man whose love is not shallow. It is not casual. It is not temporary. It is the gaze of someone who knows your worth and wants you to know it too. In contrast, when love is absent, the eyes wander. They avoid depth. They seek escape. They hide behind distraction. That avoidance creates a barrier, leaving you questioning your value, wondering if his feelings are true. But when love is present, the opposite happens. His eyes dissolve barriers. They build bridges. They invite you closer. They assure you without words that you are his choice, his focus, his everything. And in those moments, your heart feels secure because it is being met with honesty that cannot be faked. The intimacy of shared gaze transforms the entire experience. It slows time, it deepens trust, and it makes the connection unforgettable. It teaches you that love is not proven in grand gestures alone, but in the smallest choices to remain present. When a man meets your eyes with tenderness, he is giving you the gift of his truth, a gift more precious than anything material. It is his unspoken vow that you are more than desired, you are loved. The power of this is not only in what you feel in the moment, but in what it awakens within you. You begin to see yourself reflected through his eyes as someone worthy of devotion, someone beautiful beyond measure, someone irreplaceable. And once you see yourself this way, you cannot unsee it. You begin to walk with more confidence, more clarity, more strength, because when love is real, it doesn't just connect you to him, it reconnects you to yourself. That is the gift of eye contact and genuine love. It transforms intimacy into communion, desire into devotion, and two people into one shared soul. And when you experience it, you will know without question that his love is not only true, but eternal. When love is genuine, the rhythm of his intimacy shifts from selfish urgency to harmony with you. It is no longer about speed, conquest, or performance. It becomes about alignment, about moving together in a way that honors your connection. A man who loves you does not rush to the end. He savors the journey because for him, every second with you is sacred. This patience is one of the clearest signs of real love. It shows that he values not just the physical act, but the emotional union that comes with it. His goal is not to finish quickly, but to create a shared experience where both of you feel fulfilled, cherished, and deeply connected. The psychology of love teaches us that genuine connection thrives on attunement, the ability to sense and respond to each other's needs, desires, and emotions. When he loves you, he becomes attuned. He pays attention to your pace, your comfort, your signals. He adapts, adjusts, and flows with you because being in sync matters more to him than satisfying his own impulses. This attunement is a form of respect. It tells you that your experience is just as important as his, and that he wants you to feel as complete as he does. Think about the difference this creates. When intimacy is rushed or one-sided, you leave feeling unseen, undervalued, and disconnected. It creates doubt, a quiet ache that whispers you are not fully prioritized. But when a man slows down, when he moves with patience and care, when he meets you at your rhythm, everything changes. The doubt disappears. The ache is replaced with fulfillment. You feel honored not just physically, but emotionally, because his love shows itself in his willingness to make the moment about both of you, not just himself. This patience is not weakness. It is strength. It is control, discipline, and devotion combined. It is a man proving that your heart matters more than his ego, that your connection matters more than his pride, that love matters more than fleeting satisfaction. This is what makes intimacy with genuine love so powerful. It elevates the experience beyond desire and turns it into an expression of unity. He is not just with you, he is for you. He is not just seeking release, he is seeking connection. That distinction is everything. The beauty of being loved with patience is how it transforms your own heart. You no longer feel pressured. You no longer feel like you must perform. You no longer feel like intimacy is a test you can pass or fail. Instead, you feel free to relax, free to trust, free to embrace the moment without fear of judgment. This freedom creates space for true passion to bloom, the kind of passion that grows only in the soil of love. It is passion without anxiety, desire without insecurity, closeness without fear. And once you experience this, you cannot go back to anything less. You realize that real love does not rush, it does not pressure, it does not demand. Real love waits, aligns, and moves with you. It turns every intimate moment into a reflection of something much deeper, a bond that respects, protects, and uplifts you. And when you recognize this harmony, you will know without question that his love is not only genuine, it is the kind of love that lasts. When love is genuine, his focus is not only on what happens in the moment, but on how you feel afterward. A man who truly loves you carries responsibility for your heart beyond the act itself. He checks on you, he reassures you, he makes sure you are emotionally steady and physically comfortable. This care is a reflection of something deeper. It shows that his intimacy with you is not an escape, but an expression of love that extends into every part of your being. His tenderness afterward is proof that his affection is not temporary passion, but lasting devotion. This kind of aftercare reveals more about his heart than anything else. Psychology tells us that emotional bonding strengthens when trust is reinforced immediately after vulnerability. Intimacy is a vulnerable act, and for many it opens hidden fears of rejection, abandonment, or inadequacy. A man who loves you understands this instinctively, and he goes out of his way to ensure you do not feel used or discarded. Instead, he creates a space of reassurance, showing that what you just shared together mattered deeply to him, not just for his pleasure, but for your connection. Think about the power of that. To be cared for after passion fades is to be reminded that your value is not tied to performance. It tells you that your worth remains steady, that your presence alone is enough, that you are cherished beyond the surface. This dissolves fear and replaces it with security. It builds a sense of belonging, the quiet assurance that you are not alone in your vulnerability. His aftercare becomes more than an action. It becomes a message, one that speaks directly to your soul. You are loved, you are safe, you are mine, and I am yours. The difference between empty passion and real love is often found right here. Anyone can create sparks in the heat of the moment, but only a man who loves genuinely will remain with you in the silence that follows. He will not turn away. He will not leave you with doubts. He will not make you feel like the intimacy was one-sided. Instead, he will lean in closer, offering comfort, warmth, and reassurance. These moments, quiet and gentle, carry the most weight, because it is here that the love proves itself not in fire, but in tenderness. This care transforms how you see yourself. It awakens the part of you that longs not only to be desired, but to be protected, valued, and held. It teaches you that you are worthy of consistency, not just intensity. You deserve someone who does not vanish after the peak, but stays to nurture the bond. And when you experience this, you begin to recognize the difference between men who only want the moment and men who want the lifetime. Love that lingers after is love that lasts forever. It does not evaporate when desire quiets. It does not fade into silence. It grows stronger because it shows that intimacy is not the end, but the continuation of connection. When you feel that kind of care, you will know you are with someone whose love is not just real, but unshakable. And that realization will not only comfort your heart, it will empower it, reminding you that genuine love is steady, enduring, and eternal. When love is genuine, intimacy becomes a reflection of gratitude. A man who truly loves you cannot move through closeness without silently or openly thanking you for the gift of yourself. His gratitude shows in the way he handles each moment with care, in the way he honors your vulnerability, in the way he treats your trust as something priceless. Gratitude is one of the purest signs of real love because it transforms intimacy from something ordinary into something sacred. When his heart is full of love, he does not take you for granted. He treasures you, and you can feel it in every gesture, every word, every embrace. Gratitude in love is powerful because it creates a cycle of giving and receiving that never depletes. Psychology tells us that expressing gratitude strengthens bonds, increases emotional satisfaction, and deepens trust. When a man is thankful for you, he does not only feel love, he nurtures it, he invests in it, feeds it, and protects it. During intimacy, that gratitude becomes undeniable. You see it in his patience, you feel it in his tenderness, and you hear it in the way he acknowledges you, sometimes with words, sometimes with silence that carries reverence. This is not about routine. It is about a heart overflowing with appreciation for the one person who makes him feel complete. Think of the emptiness that comes when gratitude is absent, when someone takes your presence for granted, when they treat intimacy as a right instead of a privilege. The soul feels diminished. You may share a moment physically, but emotionally, it leaves you hollow. That is what makes gratitude so vital. It reminds you that you are not an object to be used, but a partner to be honored. It reinforces the truth that your presence is a gift, and a man who loves you will never forget that. Gratitude changes everything. It slows him down, it softens his edges. It compels him to give more than he takes. It is the invisible current that guides his actions, ensuring that his love is not selfish but selfless. When he is grateful for you, you feel it not just in intimacy, but in the way he carries himself afterward. the way he speaks to you, the way he looks at you. Gratitude lingers because it is tied to recognition, the recognition that your love, your trust, and your presence are blessings he cannot measure. This expression of gratitude also transforms you. When you are met with appreciation, you stop questioning your worth. You stop wondering if you are enough. His gratitude mirrors back your value, reminding you that you are not only loved but cherished. It tells you that you matter, that your presence brings light, that your soul is worthy of honor, and that knowledge does more than comfort. It empowers. It awakens a deeper self-love within you, teaching you that real intimacy is not about being consumed, but about being celebrated. A man who is truly grateful does not keep that gratitude hidden. He shows it through his eyes, his words, his actions. He makes you feel like the most important person in his life, because to him, you are. Gratitude is the foundation of lasting love because it keeps the bond alive long after passion cools. When you experience this kind of intimacy, you will know without doubt that his love is genuine, and that awareness will strengthen you, uplift you, and remind you that the love you deserve is not ordinary, it is sacred, and it is real. When love is genuine, his desire is not simply for closeness, but for alignment. A man who truly loves you seeks to match his rhythm with yours, to move with you instead of against you, to create harmony rather than dominance. This synchronization is not accidental. It is a conscious choice, a reflection of respect, and a demonstration of deep emotional presence. He listens with more than his ears. He listens with his heart, with his intuition, with his entire being. He becomes attuned to your breath, your pace, your signals, and your unspoken needs. This is not about control. It is about unity, the kind of unity that only blossoms when love is real. Psychologists call this attunement, the ability to be so deeply aware of another person that your actions adjust naturally to their state. It is the cornerstone of emotional intelligence, and in relationships, it is one of the clearest signs of genuine care. When a man is attuned to you, you never feel ignored, rushed, or dismissed. You feel seen, heard, and understood without needing to beg for it. During intimacy, this alignment becomes even more powerful. His movements, his words, his presence, all flow with your energy, not because he is performing, but because he is connected. His love tunes him into you in a way that no pretense could ever replicate. The beauty of alignment is that it makes vulnerability safe. When two people are in sync, neither feels alone. There is no competition, no battle for dominance, no sense of disconnection. Instead, there is flow, an effortless merging where both souls move as one. This is love at its most natural form, where the ego dissolves and partnership takes over. When a man loves you, he values this balance because he understands that love is not about power, but about unity. It is not about conquering, but about connecting. Think about how it feels to be out of sync with someone, to feel rushed when you need slowness, ignored when you need attention, or silence when you need expression. Those moments create distance. They leave you questioning whether your needs matter, whether your presence is truly valued. But when alignment is present, the opposite happens. You feel reassured. You feel prioritized. You feel like your voice matters even when you don't speak it aloud. This is the gift of a man whose love is genuine. He makes it easy to trust because his actions naturally echo your unspoken truth. This alignment is more than physical. It reflects emotional maturity, patience, and a deep understanding of love as service. To align with someone is to say, your experience matters as much as mine. It is to place harmony above selfish desire, connection above personal gain. And when you are with a man who moves in alignment with you, you feel it in your core. You feel safe, valued, and whole. The power of this cannot be overstated. Alignment builds bonds that passion alone can never sustain. It strengthens the relationship in silence and in storms, in closeness and in distance. When a man chooses to align with you, he is declaring without words that love is not a solo act, but a shared journey. And when you experience this, you will know without hesitation that his love is not only genuine, it is eternal because it thrives on unity, and unity never fades. When love is genuine, his focus shifts from performance to presence. He is not trying to impress, not trying to prove, not trying to win anything. He is simply there with you, fully, without distraction, without pretense, without a mask. presence is rare in a world that constantly pulls us away with noise, pressure, and endless demands. Yet in that sacred moment, a man who loves you shuts out the world and gives you the most precious thing he can offer, his undivided attention. And it is this presence that makes intimacy transformative because it tells you without words that nothing matters more to him than you. Presence is powerful because it communicates safety. Psychology shows us that when a partner is fully engaged, the other feels secure, valued, and emotionally connected. When a man is truly present, you feel it in the way he looks at you, in the way he touches you, in the way he responds to your smallest cues. His mind is not elsewhere. His focus is not divided. He is locked into you as if you are the only thing that exists. That kind of attention heals. It dissolves doubt. It replaces fear with certainty. Because when someone gives you their presence, they give you proof that you are worth their full investment of time, energy, and heart. So many people go through intimacy feeling invisible, as though their role is secondary, as though their worth is conditional. That emptiness leaves scars. But when you are with a man who loves you genuinely, the opposite happens. You feel illuminated. You feel prioritized. You feel like every part of you is acknowledged, not only physically, but emotionally. His presence speaks louder than any declaration because presence cannot be faked. It requires choice. It requires intention. It requires love. In those moments, you realize love is not measured by grand gestures or fleeting words, but by how deeply someone can meet you where you are. His presence is his devotion made visible. It is how he shows you that your heart, your soul, and your body are not just desired, but honored. This transforms intimacy from a physical act into an emotional sanctuary where both of you can let go of fear and embrace connection in its purest form. The gift of presence is that it lingers. Long after the moment passes, you remember how he looked at you, how he stayed with you, how he gave himself fully without holding back. That memory reinforces trust because it shows consistency. A man who is present in intimacy will also be present in your life, in your struggles, in your dreams, in your moments of doubt. His presence is not situational. It is who he is when his love is true. And this is what sets genuine love apart. Anyone can be there physically, but not everyone can be there fully. When a man is present with you, he is saying, you are worth more than my distractions, more than my pride, more than anything else that could take my focus away. That kind of presence creates a bond that nothing can break. Because when you have felt the power of being seen, felt, and held without conditions, you know in your soul that his love is not fleeting. It is real, it is rare, and it is yours. When love is genuine, he does not hold back his vulnerability. In the deepest moments of intimacy, he allows you to see the parts of him that the world never gets to touch. He lowers the armor, removes the mask, and lets you glimpse the fragile truth beneath his strength. This is not weakness, it is the purest form of courage. Because to open one's soul in such closeness requires trust, and trust is the highest gift a man can offer. When he loves you, he shares not only his passion, but also his fears, his hopes, his insecurities, and his longing to be accepted exactly as he is. Vulnerability is powerful because it creates equality. It reminds both of you that love is not about one giving and the other receiving, but about two souls meeting in honesty. When he dares to be vulnerable, he is telling you that you are safe for him, that your presence gives him freedom from the constant pressure to appear unshakable. Psychology shows us that intimacy deepens when both partners feel safe enough to show their true selves. A man who loves you will not hide behind walls during closeness. He will invite you into the hidden places of his heart because he trusts you to hold them gently. So many men are taught to bury their emotions, to cover their softness with silence, to equate strength with detachment. But genuine love unravels that illusion. With you, he discovers that strength is not found in hiding, but in revealing. His vulnerability becomes a bridge, showing you that his love is not shallow, not conditional, not surface level. It is rooted in truth, in openness, in the willingness to let you see all of him. Think of the intimacy this creates, not just of body, but of spirit. When he shares his vulnerability, you no longer wonder where you stand. His openness assures you that his connection with you goes beyond desire, because desire does not require honesty, but love does. his willingness to let you see the cracks in his soul tells you that he trusts you not only with his joy, but also with his pain. That trust is sacred, and it strengthens the bond in ways that nothing else can. This is what makes vulnerability so rare and so valuable. It cannot be forced, it cannot be faked, it cannot be manipulated. It must be freely given, and when it is, it transforms a relationship into something unbreakable. His vulnerability gives you permission to be vulnerable too, creating a cycle of honesty and connection that deepens with time. In that space, both of you feel seen, accepted, and cherished, not for perfection, but for truth. And that is what genuine love truly is, the freedom to be real. A man who loves you will not be afraid to let you into his heart, even the messy parts, even the places he fears. His vulnerability is his way of saying, I trust you with all of me. And when you hear that message through his actions, you know you are experiencing something rare, something powerful, something eternal. Because love without vulnerability is only surface, but love with vulnerability is unshakable. It is in those moments that you realize his love is not just genuine, it is limitless.